Welcome back, kids. This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared here with Bob. We have potential, maybe sometimes co-hosts jumping in every now and then.
If
If
anyone's
you're
on the
watching on YouTube,
show,
you can see Leo's here.
we'll see. We'll see if he comes back.
Yeah, little rascal.
He's exploring the area right now. Can you find the third golf ball button? I don't know where it was.
You just pick him up and then just toss him wherever.
Well, he was down here one day. He doesn't. We don't let him down here. Actually, it's
Oh
funny.
yeah, because of the carpet.
Well, he was gated off for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know what it's like to hang down here.
Yeah.
So then we got rid of the gate because we got new washer dryer, and then we never put the gate back.
Oh.
And I mean, he'll follow us down here, but he doesn't just come down on his own.
Yeah, he's like, what is this fucking forbidden land? You guys are missing out if you're not on YouTube.
Gotta get on YouTube. You're missing the doggo. Oh my God, he stopped. He stopped moving.
Wow. Whoa. For like a second. Give it time.
That's what he does. I mean, when I say he stopped moving, this is stopped moving.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been well documented that we're all huge pieces of shit. And our buddy Jones, who was just on the last episode.
I would like to do the timeline of this.
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
So we're going to Charlotte. We're going to the Patriots game at Carolina.
Yep.
We are the original plan got a little fucked up because we got the tickets first. We figured out the plan later. Typically, there's a price gouging issue flying to Patriots games.
Yes.
Especially on schedule day. So something to learn from this year is maybe we just kind of wait. Maybe flights aren't that expensive. Whatever. Moving on. So we also did part of our plan on Guys Weekend when we were all fucked up.
Yes.
And then we forgot a bunch of the plan. So
yeah, I booked the Airbnb for the weekend. And then 3 days later, I thought I had a fraudulent charge on my credit card because I was what the fuck is all this money? And I was oh shit, it's an Airbnb.
It was only Saturday, Sunday, and then we were kind of in limbo for Friday. So,
yeah. Well, the original plan was we were going to stay at Jones's place on Friday.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. But then when you guys were talking in the chat, you were talking about leaving Friday. And I'm like, I'm missing something. But anyway, not important. So it was a little bit of a gong show because we did it while we were fucked up and through group chats, whatever. So we had a plan. You two were going to fly to DC, go get the car, drive to Jones, and leave Friday morning.
Yes.
I told Michaela that I'd be around Thursday night and I might be closing at work because the Healy baby still is not born. So I couldn't do Thursday, or I couldn't commit to Thursday. So I told you guys that I'll figure out something for Friday. And I think you had suggested, it's oh, why don't you just fly to DC? We'll pick you up. And I'm like, no. I'll fly further down the line so that you guys can leave whenever you want. And I'll either meet you or I'll just go directly to Charlotte. So because it's I didn't want to get into Baltimore at 2 and then it's okay, time to leave for Charlotte. It's great.
Right.
I want to suck dick. So this morning I finally booked my flight. I decided I'm going to Charlotte because I had also kicked around maybe flying into Raleigh and playing golf if we could find somewhere. And it was becoming a little too much, and it's kind of hard to find rental clubs advertised. So I was like, I'm not calling courses in Charlotte, Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham. I'm not calling all these courses. It's too much. So I go, I'm going to fly to Charlotte. And if we don't find a golf course with decent rental clubs in Charlotte, then we aren't playing, and that's fine. We'll go to Topgolf.
Right.
So I booked my flight. And then I'm like, all right, well, I told you guys I'd get a hotel for Friday because I wanted to fly down the line, and we didn't have anywhere for Friday. I'm like, I'll get a hotel, that's fine. Because I was thinking, if you guys pick me up in Raleigh and we play there, like I'll just get the hotel because you guys pick me up, save me the trouble. But whatever. So I'm going directly to Charlotte. I got us a place for Friday, but before I actually booked it, I was like looking because I'm like, oh shit, I don't know anything about Charlotte. I don't know what areas are good, bad, both in terms of like safe and or like shit to do. Because like I don't want to like obviously I don't want to fucking bring us to West Baltimore, but like I also don't want to bring us to like the business district where it's like, is there anything to do? So luckily it looks like there's like restaurants and bars and shit like that.
Right.
So it looks like it's fine. It's also like a half-mile walk to the stadium. I know we're not staying there before we go to the game, but like it's down there. It's like in the heart of it. So I end up booking that around 2:30, a little bit later because I had a group and I lifted. So I end up booking it a little bit later, and no more than an hour later, after I tell you guys I got it, we finally. I actually uttered the words at work. I go, look, last parts of the trip are booked.
Yep.
All we got to do is maybe play golf. I don't know. Good problem there. And then 3:30 comes, and Jones texts us after all this, after all the deliberation, and after all the us not remembering our plans and not knowing our plans. And if you ask someone on the outside, they'll tell us all we're fucking dumb as fuck, which they're right, but fuck
yes.
Then Jones just texts us and goes, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to go. I'm getting deployed.
Yep.
So that does a couple things. One, it sucks that Jones isn't going.
Right.
It also kind of fucks up the whole Baltimore plan or the DC Baltimore plan.
Yep.
Because now there's no reason for you guys to go to DC or
no.
Baltimore.
Nope.
But then it's like, okay, so now decision time. Do you guys still fly to DC because you already have plane tickets? Do you still get the car because you already have that?
Right.
It's like, oh, but it's supposed to get dropped off back in DC. That's where Jones is supposed to drop it back off because he's supposed to drive it back.
Right. Well, it's supposed to get dropped off in Baltimore.
Yeah, we're flying from Charlotte.
Yeah, we originally picked it up at DCA, so Ronald Reagan, and it was going to be dropped off at BWI.
Yes, by way of Charlotte.
Yeah.
So we have flights from Charlotte. We ain't driving back. That's fucking
no.
damn.
Oh God, no.
So you go online, not able to change the drop-off location. Okay, fine.
Well, no. First, I tried to change our flights, so this is why I'm retarded. So I'll take the baton from there and fill in the retardation. So we get to this point and we're like, all right, well, I guess like you said, I guess it doesn't make sense to fly to DC anymore, whatever. I had said, well, the easiest thing to do might be to just change the drop-off location of the car, keep everything exactly the same, and when I pick up the car, when we land in DC, to tell the person at the clerk, hey, I need to change the drop-off location of this car to Charlotte on Monday instead of BWI, which you had said, which is correct. It was the least amount of work, right? It was just all we have to do is tell the person at the counter, whatever, everything stays exactly the same. And then me and Vinny have to drive our asses from fucking DC to Charlotte, which isn't ideal. But whatever, we would have made it.
You were going to do it anyway, just with another person.
Yeah, exactly. We were going to have a pit stop in between. So then we're like, I don't know, let me just look. So I go, because I booked the tickets through JetBlue, because I have an account with them. So I go to the Friday and to fly in. Now, I mean, you don't have to, air it out on air, but I don't know what you paid for plane tickets, ticket to fly down on Friday, but I
didn't pay $350.
It was expensive as fuck. It was like,
I saw that flight.
So there was a flight for $180, but it flew out, I think, at 6:20 a.m. on Friday or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it was fucked up. Whatever it was fucked up.
I'm also not flying JetBlue. I'm flying American.
And then the only other one they had was like 400. One was like 450. Like there was only 3 flights.
It was like 350, 450, and then some preposterous time.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was 2 really expensive ones and one that was just a preposterous time to fly. So I said, all right, well, let's look at Thursday, because we were going to fly Thursday night from Boston to DC, drive to Columbia, stay the night, then drive on Friday to Charlotte. You know what I mean? We were going to do that. So we're like, fuck it. Let's just look at Thursday direct flights. So I look, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's reasonable. It ended up only being an extra $100 each. And I think we only paid $70 to begin with for flights, because we were going to fly from Boston to DC on a Thursday night. Like it's a cheap ass flight, $70. So we ended up paying a little extra, a little more, whatever. So that's what happens. The first thing, I guess, back up a little bit, I go to change the itinerary of the flights. So I go to click change the destination flight. It only allows me 3 options. DC at a different time, so Ronald Reagan still, BWI, and then in parentheses, it said other Baltimore area airports. And I was like, why the fuck can't I do this? I tried on my phone, I tried on the computer, and it was like, it's not working. So I deduced that apparently when you go to change a flight and change a destination, you can't just like flat out like change the entire thing. You have to cancel it and then rebook another one. So I do that. So I cancel the Baltimore flight. Then I book the flights, like I said, to Charlotte. So we're flying into Charlotte on Thursday night now, me and Vinny. So we're in, like I said, it was an extra $100 a person, whatever. So then I go, all right, well, now we don't need the rental car. So I'll go cancel that. So I go to my email, I pull up the rental car receipt, whatever, and I look at it right there, right under, the time, the pickup time, drop off time. There's a receipt on the side, how much the car costs for, 3 days, 4 days, whatever we had it. And then it says right at the bottom, cancellation policy. And it says, this is a non-refundable, non-cancelable thing, even due to COVID, if nothing shows up. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucking sick. So we can't cancel the car. We're shit out of luck when it comes to money for the rental car.
Still worth a phone call though, because even if there's like a fee where it's like, all right, well, we gotta charge you like $150. It's like, sure. Fine.
Yeah, it's still less than the 300 that we were gonna pay.
It's still less than the car.
Yeah. So
that one's worth a phone call.
That's there, which, I mean, it would have sucked if we kept everything exactly the same and drove from DC to Charlotte, but still, like, I don't know, we wouldn't have had to deal with the stupid rental car bullshit. Yep. So now we have to do
still worth a phone call. You can again.
And me and Vinny have to get a hotel room for Thursday night.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that the worst part is not only do you have to, so you got the extra money for the flight,
right? Because ideally it would have been like we would have just flown down Friday afternoon and we all get there around the same time, and then we go from there. But I'm not paying $450 for a flight.
No. So again,
Boston to Charlotte.
I flew American. I didn't pay $400. But there was also few and far between seats left on that flight. So
yeah.
Because then the other thing too is like, so my flight's leaving at like 11 and arriving there at like 1:40 or something.
Yeah.
Your other options were 7 something a.m. or 5 p.m. something like that. So
yeah.
You didn't have, there wasn't much because there was a 9 something flight and that was $350 on American.
Yeah.
I think that's double what I paid. I think I paid about 180 or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know if that's expensive or not. I don't
know. No, I feel like that's real. That's what me and Vinny ended up paying.
Yeah, and mine's nonstop, right to the destination. So I think that's probably about what it costs, like $360 round trip.
Yeah, probably.
For East Coast flight.
Yeah.
Not like a hot destination like when, Boston flies to fucking Orlando 3,000 times a day.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna spend tomorrow calling golf courses.
Nice.
We'll see how that goes. Who's got rental clubs?
Yeah.
But good thing I didn't fucking do anything yet, because now we don't have the car. So where I saw a place where I think they had them, I just needed to call and see what the deal was, but it was 35 minutes away.
Right.
It's not going to work anymore. So
Right.
I figured we could go wherever we wanted because we had the car. Now we don't have a car. Oh, actually, I guess theoretically we might have a car. Why don't we just leave it in Charlotte? So I'm gonna go fucking find it.
Yeah, I mean, we could rent another car.
No, that's not worth it.
Well, no, we can't rent the same car because the same car is supposed to be picked up at Ronald Reagan.
No,
I can't even change. I couldn't even change the location.
Just put it on the flight with you.
Yeah.
No, so we'll see if there's anything possible, and if not, then we go to Top Golf and whatever, or we don't even look at a golf club. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah,
we're not going. We're going for the game. That's why we're going.
Yeah, exactly.
But I figured, hey, it would be cool while we were there.
Take advantage of the weather.
Find something.
Which, with our luck, it'll probably be 60 and rain.
So I looked ahead, and as of today, the AccuWeather monthly forecast.
Yeah.
No rain.
Well,
still not gonna be that nice, but it's gonna be like between 42 and 65. Like, that's
you just jinxed it. It's gonna snow. It's gonna snow in North Carolina.
I hope it does.
What do you think is gonna happen this time? The last time we went on a trip, COVID happened. So what do you think is gonna happen this time?
I don't know, dude. I have no clue. We'll see. Who knows?
World War III. China fucking drops a bomb somewhere.
I hope so.
Hopefully it's on my head.
Yeah, or fucking up my asshole.
Yeah, either one.
Just flies right up there.
You would save everybody, though. Just absorb it. Take one for the team.
I don't have that much absorption.
Oh, man. Still playing hurt over here. But it's all right. I'm not injured. I'm hurt. I'm good, coach.
Are you hurt or you're injured?
Yeah. Are you hurt or are you injured? If you're hurt, you can still play.
Yeah.
Fucking losers. All right. So I got a couple things here that I found that I think are interesting, at least. So there's been a big talk recently about insider trading for members of the government, right? And also members of the Fed. So for those of you that don't know, I'm going to learn you real quick. The United States, in all of its glory, even though it is still the greatest country on earth, despite what some may think or say, doesn't own its own currency, right? The United States government does not own its own currency. It is owned and printed by a private organization that is called the Federal Reserve. Now, if you just hear that and you're like, oh, it's the Federal Reserve, they print the money in the country, it's the government. Well, it's easy because with a name like the Federal Reserve,
you would think that they're a part of the federal government.
You would think that they're part of the federal government. Well, you would be incorrect. It is not part of the government at all. In the history, I don't know who instituted the Federal Reserve, to be honest. But in history, in particular, there were two presidents that stood out as being very anti-Federal Reserve. Like, they wanted to get rid of the Federal Reserve and they wanted to take federal government control of printing and distributing the currency. Do you want to take a guess of who those two presidents were?
That wanted federal control of the money?
Yeah, they wanted to abolish the Federal Reserve.
Probably Trump. I figured if there's only two in history, it's probably Trump.
No, but you're in the right direction. Think about like very prominent presidents that are known for some particular reason.
I think you're overestimating how much I know about the presidents.
Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. What do they have in common?
They both got shot in the head.
Yeah. By a man with three names.
By guys with three names. What was it, like 100 years apart or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Or like they were elected 100 years. I don't know. There's like a lot of fucking eerie, like.
Yeah, there is a lot of really weird things about it.
All of which are fucking coincidental, but.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I saw this one thing, and this is where, like I've said before about conspiracy theories, where I find them entertaining. Like one of them was like, yeah. And I say this in like the dickhead Boston accent, because this is how I would imagine someone would believe it in. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln got shot in the Ford Theater, and JFK got shot in a Lincoln that's owned by the Ford Motor Company. Like that's one of them that I saw, and I was like, okay, that is just purely coincidence. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. But so either way, both of those presidents wanted to abolish the Federal Reserve. They wanted to take governmental control of the currency, and by maybe some means or just by happenstance, they both ended up with bullets in their heads. And so Federal Reserve has kind of had a sketchy past. And up until recently, pretty much kind of got to do whatever the fuck they wanted. Again, they're not government employees. So do you follow the account Unusual Whales on Twitter?
No.
So it's a fantastic account. I highly recommend following them. It's I don't know, if you just search Unusual Whales, I think it's actually like unusual_whales. It's good stuff. It's this guy or this team. I don't know if it's a single person or a team, but they track activity on the stock market, but they track like specific kinds of activity where they're like, hey, someone just ordered like 30,000 options for like stock X with a strike point of this on like February 2nd of 2022. So like, watch out for this stock. You know what I mean? Like they like watch the stock market and then they tell people what's going on. So recently, they have been kind of by doing this, they've recognized like patterns, right? Where there's certain people in the government and also that work for, government sanctioned organizations like the Federal Reserve, have been trading extensive amounts of stocks and options on the New York Stock Exchange and making crazy amounts of money. And when you look at the timing, because it's all public record, right? If any trade that's made on the stock market, like you can find it. So they tracked it down and they realized that like the timing of some of these stocks was fucking ridiculous. And this is kind of how everyone was talking about Nancy Pelosi. I think we talked about it on the show at one point, maybe a couple weeks ago. Her husband had either like bought or sold Microsoft stock right before like Microsoft had like a deal with the US government go through. It's like all this shit. It's obvious insider trading. So they've been exposing this, and they're not the only ones. So I can't give all of the credit to Unusual Whales, but they're just the outlet that I have, that I follow. And a while ago, they started exposing particular people, like in general. So like every morning they would tweet out like the records of like members of Congress, the directors of the Fed of different states. So it got to the point where they exposed enough people that I think the director, I don't know what the title is, director or president or whatever, of the Fed in Texas was caught with so much like insider trading and bullshit that he had to resign. And then there were a few other people across the country that were part of the Federal Reserve that also resigned from their positions. So as a result, the Federal Reserve has announced that it is instituting a new regulation, policy, whatever you want to say, that anybody that works for the Fed in a policy making role, and I believe also potentially their spouses and direct, like immediate family, is not allowed to own or trade stocks. So I don't know when that goes into effect. It might be 2022, if I had to guess. It's not like they can just do that like immediately, you know. But it got to that point where, you know, Unusual Whales and other people, like call them whistleblowers if you want, exposed enough insider trading and corruption that the Federal Reserve has now instituted a rule, regulation, whatever again you want to call it, that their policy making employees or anybody that has anything to do with policy is not allowed to own or trade stocks on the stock market. So that is a huge step in the right direction to quash insider trading. However, there's a little caveat here. Again, if you remember what I said about the Federal Reserve not being part of the government, well, people are dumb, right? We agree with that. Most people are idiots.
They all are.
So there was a press release from the Federal Reserve, again, that said what I had said before. All policymakers, yada, 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 no stocks, cool. Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people were like, oh, we got him. Oh, fuck yeah, suck it, Pelosi. Oh, I bet Nancy Pelosi's shaking. Oh, what is she going to do now? Oh, all this, like, oh, Congress, yeah, you guys are fucked, all this. Well, you guys are idiots because this does not apply to members of Congress. The Federal Reserve just put out that statement that is a new policy change for them. Again, not the U.S. government. You want to bet? You want to take a guess? Let's take this. Take a guess. How would we be able to have members of the United States Congress not be able to own or trade stocks on the stock market? How do you think that'd be able to go down?
Federal government own the Federal Reserve? I don't know.
No. How do we do things in this country?
Yell and scream until someone gives you your way.
That's fair. How are we supposed to do things in this country?
Let white women post. Let white women post it on Facebook.
You're getting closer.
Do we have to cancel politicians?
Yeah. Yep. We got to cancel all of them.
No, but down for that.
But what do we do? What do we do every 4 years? Or some people.
I don't know. I don't do it.
Yeah. So we vote, right? So who do you think votes on whether or not members of Congress and their families would be allowed to trade stocks on the stock market?
Members of Congress.
Said members of Congress. I mean, do you see where this is going?
This is like fucking.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
What do you mean? Why not?
You're asking these people to make a rule against something that they already do.
Yeah, but they're for us.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
They represent us.
Yeah.
What we do.
That's right. Every member of Congress is like Jon Snow. Honest and loyal to a fault.
Todd Flanders?
Yeah, Todd Flanders. Yeah. So everyone was rejoicing over this, you know, the Fed ruling. And I'm just sitting there like, you guys don't get it. like, yes, like I said, it's a step in the right direction. Absolutely. It does help stop insider trading. However, like, for everyone that thinks like, oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi, yeah, you're fucked. No, she's not. Actually, she's going to keep doing what she's doing. Because I highly doubt you're going to be able to get enough people in the Congress to vote on not letting people in Congress commit insider trading.
Yeah, you know what? I think we got to go back to what I wanted to do. We need the white women to post on Facebook.
Yeah,
It seems to be the only thing that gets anything done. Maybe that's only municipally, but
yeah. But so, I mean, the way the political system works now, it would almost be like career suicide for a politician to even introduce that bill on the floor, because they would just bully the fuck out of that politician and be like, "Oh, fuck this guy. He doesn't want us to make money." Oh, what do you think? You're better than us? Oh, you think you're fucking honest? Yeah, okay. And then they get him fucking, they gerrymander his district, they redistrict everything, send him to fucking uh a primary, and then he loses. That's what they do. This is literally what happens. Like, I didn't just make that up. Like, I'm not like a fucking,
yes,
you know, I'm not like a fictional writer here. Like, this is legitimately what happens. You have a representative that does something that, quote, steps out of line from their party. And so the higher ups decide to redistrict. And when they redraw the districts, that person ends up losing their seat in Congress. Weird how that happens, right? Maybe they should have just voted like the rest of us. Follow along, get in line, don't ask questions.
Well, I mean, Congress is just high school, so
it is.
High school rules apply.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Tulsi, for letting us know what it's really like,
and for never being allowed that. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, you know, not for nothing, leading up to this fucking last election, you know, we got two horrible options, like really fucking terrible options.
Yes.
And it's like, there's no one that voted for Biden and felt good about it. I won't fucking believe that. And if you did, fuck you.
So one of my favorite things is Dan Holloway from Drinking Bros. He said it all the time. He still says it now, but his big thing at the time was, without saying the words Donald or Trump, tell me why you support Joe Biden. And he said that no one is able to actually give him a coherent answer.
No, I mean, again, outside of voting with a party or voting against Trump, that's all. That's like, they could have put fucking the spawn of Adolf Hitler up there and it probably would have won. Like,
yeah,
anyone would have won because people hate Trump. It's fucking simple.
Well, they needed someone who was like bland. They needed someone who was vanilla that was going to shut the fuck up. And that's what they got with Biden.
Yeah. But leading up to it, it's like we saw potential in some really good candidates. It was Tulsi and fucking, fuck me. Who's the guy with the eye patch? Crenshaw.
Well, he wasn't actually running. He was a Republican.
Anyway, no, but he was doing things at the time that seemed like in the future, because this election was lost. It was going to be two fucking old white guys.
Yeah. But no, Tulsi for sure was the best candidate out of everyone that declared for president. Tulsi Gabbard was the best.
Yeah, and it's like, I know you probably don't do it, but like if there was ever like a political bracket where you're going to have a Democrat run against a Republican right around the fucking Ronas times, it probably would have been those two.
Yeah.
In all honesty, if you take Trump out of the equation. Or like those two probably would have been your best, because you probably could have got people to actually vote for the candidate, not the party, based on those two.
Yeah. There needs to be, if we're not going to, well, we do have term limits for the president, but there needs to be something. Like, there needs to be an age limit for Congress. Like, you shouldn't be able to be a member of Congress and be over the age of 70.
Yeah, just retire.
Yeah.
Just go away. Like, just get out.
Like there's literally like Biden's
You
what,
just be a normal
78,
old guy.
79.
Like,
Nancy
like all
Pelosi
those,
is 80.
like all those old guys. Why can't you just be a normal fucking old guy and just retire to a golf course like everybody else? Why the fuck do you still schlep your ass into those fucking boats
Yeah.
and not read those bills and not
Yeah.
listen to those filibusters? Like, money's cool and all, but fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, my point exactly was now Tulsi's out of politics and fucking Crenshaw's gone too far fucking Texas. So
Yeah. Well, no, something happened to him. Someone's paying for his campaign, so he's saying what they're telling him to say.
yeah, so it's like great. Another fuck. The only smart one is fucking not a politician anymore.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Great.
So I don't know, dude. We're fucked anyway.
So fucking dumb.
Anytime that fucking asteroid wants to come in would be great.
Yeah.
What?
Tomorrow. If you
Yeah.
pencil it in tomorrow, maybe the next day.
Yeah. Or Mount St. Helena. What the fuck is that called out in Montana?
Volcano?
Yeah. That's supposed to blow up soon.
Yeah, that's in like Montana. Like, that's not gonna get here.
It's gonna kill the whole world. It's Globender. It's a global extinction event. Thing's fucking huge.
Volcano, or are you talking about COVID?
No, the volcano. When Mount St. Helens explodes.
Yeah, but COVID's way more dangerous than that.
Well, yeah, no, COVID is way more dangerous than that.
Didn't
actually, we should be focusing way more on that.
Didn't you see it was killing 0.000000004% of healthy 30-year-olds?
Yeah, it's terrifying, actually.
You probably have it right now, you fuck.
Yeah, I will find out tomorrow when I get tested at work.
Oh, that would be so fucking fun.
I don't have it.
See?
I'm fine. I can still smell and taste. Everything's fine.
That,
I just have a fucking head cold. It's this because this is a stupid bullshit, and I know this is what's going to happen because you can't just get sick anymore. It's like everyone forgot that there's like probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of other like viruses and bacteria, maybe in the millions, dude. I don't know. Maybe in the tens. I don't know how many different types of viruses and bacteria exist in the world, but like, I've said this from the very beginning of this stupid bullshit. As long as humans have been alive, there have been viruses and bacteria that have been getting them sick. So there are such things as non-COVID fucking diseases, right? And colds. You can just get sick. You can have the common cold. Everyone remember the common cold? It's because everybody fucking got it all the time. Like, I don't know. It's just so fucking like you can't tell people you're sick anymore because they just flip out. They're like, "Oh my God, have you been tested?" No, I haven't been tested. Well, that's a little irresponsible. Don't you think you should be tested? No, because I have a fucking head cold. I got a runny nose, dude. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but you could kill my grandma. Okay, cool. I hope I fucking kill me first.
Luckily, I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
Fucking solve a lot of issues.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for it. Being at work tomorrow. I'm waiting for somebody like, "Oh, you sound like you're a little under the weather." Yep. Oh, why? What do you think it is? I hope it's not COVID.
Who do you think you got it from?
Yeah, like I don't fucking know, dude. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. Luckily, Tuesdays I don't do a ton at work. It's an easier day, so I'm just gonna fucking stay by myself.
I try not to do anything any day.
Yeah. But speaking of stupid bullshit like that, people hate Fauci now.
I mean, people have always hated Fauci.
Well, a lot of people like think he's fucking God. They actually wait for him to tell them what they can and can't do.
So is it those people that are turning on him?
Some of them. And you know what it took? What it takes to break everybody's hope in any kind of person or humanity, dogs, right? Because despite what type of human you are, unless you're like a straight up like fucking psychopath, like murderer. Um, everybody loves dogs more than they love people, right? Like if you had to tell me I had to choose between saving my dog or the entire population of the world, well, my dog's going to be pretty fucking lonely, I guess. You know, like, because I'm picking my fucking dog.
Hey, I would say I don't like you people that much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good with just me and my dog. We're just fucking chilling. We worked in I Am Legend, right? That's cool. We're fine. So
how good I'd be at golf.
Oh, dude, you'd have a personal ball retriever.
Well, I'll just try to rig them to the cart so we can pull the
cart. So it just came out. It just came out in public sphere, or whatever. That I don't know exactly what year, but at some point in the past, Fauci had sanctioned a study where there was like some kind of like insect or fly, mosquito. We'll call it a fly. Again, we don't let facts get in the way of stories on this show. There was like some sort of fly, like flesh-eating fly or something they were doing a study on. So what they did was they took a couple dogs and they gave them a sedative, and then they put a cage around their heads and then let the flies kind of fly in the cage and eat the dog alive in the name of science. And so word got out and people are like, yep, nope, fuck this Fauci guy. He kills dogs. So he's a piece of shit. So I think we're finally done with this fucking dickhead. Hopefully. He hasn't been in the news. Not that I watch the news to know, but I watch enough like peripheral things about the news. Between Rogan and Breaking Points and Drinking Bros and all that stuff, that he hasn't really been in the news. And I don't think he's coming back because also he got caught lying to Congress when he was under oath a couple months ago and said, I did not, participate in gain of function, or I did not authorize gain of function, whatever. And then there was a whole back and forth between him and Rand Paul, and Rand Paul came at him and was like, so what you're saying is what you did was you took viruses and you genetically engineered them and made them more transmissible. And Fauci goes, yeah. And so Rand Paul is like, so you're telling me that's not gain of function research? And Fauci comes back and goes, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like he waves his finger at him like a fucking angry old man. Him. Yeah, he Palmero'd him. Goes, you have no clue what you're talking about. You know nothing. Well, turns out literally like this week, I think the NIH admitted, yep, nope, that is 100%. We had the EcoHealth Alliance. They were doing gain of function research. Yep. So that was the thing.
So why isn't he getting charged with like perjury or something?
Great question. Because it's up to Congress to actually carry out the charges, and that's their guy. That's the Democrats are still in power right now, and that's their guy. So they won't do it.
That should absolutely be fucking a lawsuit.
Yeah.
He lied on fucking under oath. Why should I tell the truth? Fauci doesn't do it.
Yeah. The guy that's on all the fucking signs and bumper stickers and fucking t-shirts. Everyone's like, oh, listen to Fauci. Yeah, well, Fauci's a fucking cocksucker.
The guy that tells us what to do, he's not even telling the truth. So why do I?
Yeah. So.
I won't be telling the truth if I'm ever under oath.
So yeah, that guy fucking sucks. He kills dogs.
I'm not gonna plead the fifth. I'm gonna plead the Fauci dog.
Yeah. Yeah. So he fucking sucks. Fuck that fucking piece of shit. What do we got here? Do you want to start wrapping this up? It's almost time. We're close. Unless you got anything else?
Nothing really. I don't have anything really good, honestly.
All right.
Today was just a little bit of a fucking. I spent more time looking up Charlotte and the areas and where I was actually going and maps and all to just still end up downtown or uptown. I don't know. It's like uptown's where you want to be, like downtown's not where I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
it's like
know. Uptown funk.
Uptown Charlotte is like what you would call every fucking other city's downtown, I guess. I don't know.
That's weird.
But I found it. We're staying on the same road as the Ritz-Carlton. I figured that's fine.
It should be okay.
Or it won't be, whatever.
Yeah.
Just take me. Charlotte fucking have me. No, so we can wrap this up.
All right. What do you got?
So you know how I did the whole, I gave like the whole Barrett Robbins breakdown?
Yeah. Former center for the Raiders who went on a fucking drug bender and missed the Super Bowl.
Yep. So there's a guy, and it's not nearly the same. This guy's fucking 54 years old, looks like he's about 68. He's fucking 5'9", maybe like 135 pounds, whatever. But he's a pretty good golfer. Like, he's pretty fucking good. He's like a 4. But he has to hit like 3-wood in the fucking par 4s. It's insane how fucking not far he hits the ball. So my guy's been telling me too that like he's like, oh, Steve's going off the fucking deep end. You know, he's fucking shit-faced all the time. He's fucking stoned all the time.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
He keeps thinking he's gonna chase the cart girl. He's like, I keep telling him, Steve, you wouldn't even know what to do if you were in that situation. Does that thing even work down there? How would you know? You're too fucked up all the time. So these are like normal conversations he has with him, whatever. So I go into work this morning. He goes, oh, got to hear the latest. I was like, okay. He's like, Steve lost his mind. He goes, absolutely lost his mind. I'm like, what? Was he just like fucking shit-faced? Like, what did he do? And I only know the guy. I trained him twice because my guy was like, hey, I'm going to buy 2 sessions for him. If he doesn't come train with you, I won't play with him in the Calcutta next year. He didn't come and train with me, and he didn't fucking play with him in the Calcutta. So I guess they were out there, and he's playing with a couple like older guys, but like guys who can knock it around. One guy's like much older, and you know, some of these guys, again, they're old, they've been there a long time, whatever you want to call it. So I guess he just fucking flipped his shit out of fucking nowhere.
Jesus.
And starts like screaming at this old guy. Like, the guy plays the fucking gold tees up, and it's like, he's freaking out. You play too fucking slow, whatever. One of the guys looks at it, goes, Steve, calm the fuck down. What are you doing right now? Fuck you. Fuck yeah. What the fuck did you just say to me? And the guy, Steve, like grabbed a club out of his bag and was ready to fucking attack him.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So my guy calls, he's like, oh, I called him Saturday morning. I was like, hey. He didn't answer. He's leaving a voicemail. He's like, yeah, so you're probably getting kicked out. You can't just threaten people with a golf club, especially that guy. So I don't know, man. He's like, you know, if you need something, like, give me a call, but you gotta fucking go back to your doctor, dude. Like,
yeah,
whatever medication you're on, it's fucking not working.
It's not working.
Not working. Your drinking habits aren't helping, but whatever. And then calls him back. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just like all fucked up on my medication. Blah, blah, blah. It won't let me play on Saturday, whatever. And Paul looks at it and goes, yeah, I wouldn't let you play either. I'd honestly send you to an asylum, but
yeah,
whatever. You got to call that doctor. And then he does, I know you don't know this guy, but he does the step and point. He's like, you know what I would do too? I'd sue your doctor for malpractice. Give you the wrong medicine. It's like, no, dude, that's not how this works. But I thought it just reminded me of the Barrett Robbins thing where, you know, the guy's just like off his fucking rock. It's like, dude, he doesn't even know why the fuck he freaked out.
Yeah.
He has no idea why he like lost his shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, moral of the story, it's like, I know we're still just drugging up everybody for no fucking reason. It's like, when the fuck are we gonna learn?
We're not.
You need to stop drugging these people up, especially with some of these drugs. And I don't know them that well, but they fucking completely turn people into not themselves.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
and
wild,
we're not even
dude.
talking about like drug addicts.
No, well, they essentially are.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, again, whether they have a physical dependency on it or not, but it's like you give these people antidepressants and they just fucking go off the fucking deep end.
Yeah. Well, I've always found it funny. I mean, I know it's not funny, but humor me. Like, I've always found it funny that because you hear also the United States is one of 2 countries in the entire world that allows pharmaceutical commercials, like direct to consumer. It's the United States and New Zealand were the only countries, because you can't get any of these without a prescription. And what do they say in the commercial? Ask your doctor to give you this. Okay. All right. Whatever. So, the pharmaceutical companies are the ones that just run everything. Like they're just going to be like, oh yeah, you need this. You got to take this. Oh, that's what I was saying. I always find it funny during the commercials that you get a drug for, it's like an antidepressant, right? And then they list off all the side effects at the very end, and they have the guy that goes really fast.
Depression.
Yeah, side effects include depression and suicide ideations. It's like, well, isn't this fucking thing supposed to stop that? But like the side effect of this is still suicide? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? And it's like, you never know, because you're just giving people drugs. Like, everyone's just being drugged. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? What is going on?
Yeah, and we sit there and wonder, like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Stop drugging everybody up.
And we have kids that run around a lot, and we just decide to give them fucking meth to get them to sit still. And it's like, no, they're kids. They're supposed to be fucking crazy. Like, what are you doing?
So you know what we do with the dog when he starts getting crazy?
Let him outside.
Yeah, we take him for a walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we play with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like people can't be bothered anymore.
You know what? My dog needs dog Ritalin.
Yeah. Usually they have that, right? They give dogs regular prescription drugs. They give dogs Xanax.
Yeah, so you got like dog Ritalin?
Yeah, no, it's just Ritalin.
He's too hyper.
Yeah.
Got ADHD.
Yeah, my kid's running around too much. I got to give him drugs. Well, how about you let him outside? How about you go play with him? When's the last time you fucking played with your kid? Oh, I don't know. I don't have time for that. Okay. So I guess just give him drugs then. Good luck.
Yep. Drug up. That's it. Everyone's answer is just drug them up.
Yeah. Yep. Feed him drugs. Why not? Because the pharmaceutical companies run everything in this world. So
just like Dumb and Dumber, pills are good.
Yeah. If one is good, then 2 must be great.
Pills are good. Pills are good.
All right. So my final thought. So this is near and dear to me for 2 reasons. One, this story is about Liberty University, right?
Oh, I saw this.
Who, when it comes to sports, used to be free money. This year, Liberty has not done very well against the spread. They've sucked. Well, in a way, Liberty has been free money to fade. So yeah. Apparently we just didn't get the memo. But Liberty football, their punter was a unit, good team, fun to watch, whatever. The second reason, this is near and dear, Liberty University happens to be a Catholic university. And we all know how much I adore the Catholic religion.
Huge fan of Catholic Church.
Huge fan. I am beating down the door. I want to be Pope someday. That's how much I love Catholicism. Well, Liberty University, Catholic University are they in Pennsylvania?
Virginia?
Virginia? Yeah, sure. Somewhere in the mid-Atlantic region. Not that far from here. They're in a little bit of hot water because they've been discouraging and dismissing students' reports of sexual assaults. So there have been some sexual assaults that have been taking place on this college campus. And when they had been reported, they pretty much told the girl to shut the fuck up and stop talking.
Oh, it's not. It's a Baptist school, actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought it was Catholic.
I guess it's Christian BYU. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Because it's still like, so the reason it's like Christian fucking BYU.
Yeah, I thought I heard someone call it the Catholic BYU. So
yeah, it must be Christian BYU.
I just assumed it was Catholic.
They still prohibit premarital sex, cohabitation, and alcohol use.
Yeah. So this girl, it gets sexually assaulted, right? She's raped. She goes to the school. They do nothing. She goes to her RA, right? Her resident assistant. That's for those of you that didn't go to college. That is the person that is also a student, but kind of like runs the floor, right? You have a problem, you go to the RA. At Bridgewater, they were cunts and they tried to get you arrested. So this girl goes to the RA and tells her, I was raped. The RA says, don't report this. She says, what do you mean? I was sexually assaulted. The RA goes, why don't we pray about it? Okay. Imagine that. Like, you're an RA at a school. The girl comes to you and says, I was raped by another student on this campus. Your response is, don't tell anybody about it. Let's pray. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, pray. Just fucking call the cops. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So then I'm just scrolling through this article here. It says the next day, the girl went to the school's federally mandated office for investigating sexual harassment and violence. She had prepared. She saved texts from that weekend. All of this, whatever. She goes, when I went into that office, I was ready. But Elisa Bucci, the official who took the complaint, didn't seem interested, the girl recalled. Bucci was a lead investigator with Liberty University's Equity Office, which is responsible for looking into possible violations of Title IX, the civil rights law that bans sexual discrimination on campuses that receive federal funding. Liberty students receive almost $800 million a year in federal aid. Instead of considering her evidence, the girl said, Bucci started throwing questions at her. Why did she go to the party? What did she have to drink? How much did she drink? I immediately felt judged, said the girl. Bucci, who is now a Title IX investigator at Baylor University, declined to comment. So I don't know when this all happened, but clearly this person no longer works at Liberty. Then the girl waited. She received email updates saying the school was still looking into her case. After 5 months, the girl heard from Bucci that Liberty had completed its investigation and the committee was now going to consider the case. Bucci invited the girl to first come to the office and review the file. When she went in, she looked through the materials. The photos with her injuries she recalled were no longer there. She said that when she asked what happened, Bucci told her the photos had been removed because they were too explicit. It's pretty great. So the article goes on to say that this girl feels betrayed. She gets another email from the university that the case is moving in the final decision. And that she needed to sign a document acknowledging that she could be found to have violated the university code of conduct because the Liberty Way covers nearly all aspects of a student's life and includes bans on drinking and, quote, being in any state of undress with a member of the opposite sex.
Nope. Do not fucking sign a fucking thing.
As the document that this girl received phrased it, by moving ahead with the case, she was acknowledging that she herself could face, quote, possible disciplinary actions. So they continue going on. School, whatever. There was an issue in 2013. Her statement here, oh, this is a different girl from 2013, said, I feel like Liberty bullied me into silence after what happened.
That's 1,000% what happened.
Yep. So here's another quote. It says, I remember thinking, what? Are you kidding me? I could get in trouble for coming forward and reporting a sexual assault. And the answer to that would be yes. Apparently at Liberty University, if you are sexually assaulted and you report it, you yourself are subjected to disciplinary actions.
Yeah, it's her fault. She put herself in that situation. It's the same shit. It's the same shit that should be fucking completely outdated logic and outdated whatever. And it's like,
yeah. Well, I hope.
Well, you could get in trouble for putting yourself in that situation. How about I just drop out and sue the fuck out of you? How about we start there?
I hope lightning strikes that campus and it burns down all the buildings. During like a winter break, though, so none of the students are there, but the faculty is there.
Oh, they can fucking go too. Fuck that. You chose to go there. You fucking die too.
Yeah, yeah. So fuck that. And then after the lightning hits it, I hope a tornado runs through there. And then when it's all said and done, I hope an elephant gets loose from the nearest zoo and decides to take a massive shit on the ashes that used to be that fucking campus. Because fuck that school.
You want to guess the graduation rate?
Is it high or low? Do you know it?
Yep.
Is it high or low?
I mean, I thought it was low.
72.
34%.
Holy fuck.
34%.
34% graduation rate.
I don't know. DuckDuckGo might have a different number, but
yeah.
34% graduation rate.
Holy shit. Like I thought, when you said low, like I thought 72. Like I think 72 is pretty fucking low.
34.
Wow.
Why would you go there?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Something's fucked there.
Holy shit, dude. Let me see. I want to see for comparison what Bridgewater State's graduation rate is. Bridgewater State graduation rate.
BYU's graduation rate, 62%. Almost double.
How do I just give me the fucking graduation rate? Jesus Christ. Ooh, 77%.
Really?
In 2011. Oh, wow. It goes down and down.
Bridgewater State, 58%.
In 2011, it was 53. And then, so in the subsequent years after 2011, It was 58, 53, 57, 55, 52, 43 is the last one that's reported, and that was 2017. And that's people who graduated within 4 years.
So hey, so if we're comparing apples to orange, if we're gonna compare apples to apples, because the way I'm searching, Liberty's 34, BYU 62, Bridgewater State's 58. Harvard's 97.
Yep.
UMass Amherst 76.
And Liberty is 34%.
34. I'm trying to think. What's a smaller, like UAB? What's UAB? UAB 52.
Wow.
Georgia Southern.
That means that a lot of people just fucking leave. So
yep.
Because when they track graduation rate, it's people that graduate from that college that started there.
Yeah.
So like you could theoretically go there your freshman year and then transfer, finish college somewhere else, but you don't count towards the graduation rate at that school.
Enter and graduate there.
Yeah. That's why I think Bridgewater's is so low, because so many people transfer out of Bridgewater. Like they go for like a year or two and then transfer somewhere else.
That they do.
Yeah,
moral of the story, fuck Liberty.
Yeah, fuck Liberty. I probably won't be betting on them ever again.
I'd love to bet against them, but they're like almost too good.
Yeah. And I hope the whole fucking school burns to the ground, like I said. So they suck. What doesn't suck is us, right? Even though we do suck. Yeah, we suck. But that is going to do it for us. It doesn't suck, I guess, that maybe it's over, unless you're sad we're leaving. But don't worry, we'll be back again next time. If you're on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up, click subscribe, leave us a comment, tell everybody you know about the show. Subscribe wherever you're listening. If you're an audio only listener, and if you use Apple Podcasts, go to the iTunes store, give us 5 stars, leave us a review. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_Speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. If you want in on the weekly NFL Pick'em, let us know. Shoot us a text, a DM on any of our socials, whatever. We'll get you in. It's $5 a week. Play as many weeks as you want. You don't have to commit to every single week. It's fun. It's a cool system. So far this week, we've had a different winner every week. I did not pay attention to who won this past week. I don't know who. Was it you? Yeah. This fucking guy. It's rigged.
Win on the tiebreaker.
It's rigged.
But Jim Ford's hot. He's right on my ass.
Yeah, he is. He won last week. I still have the season lead, though.
He missed the first 2 weeks, and he might actually be in contention for the season.
This was a bad week. This was a down week for me, but I still have the season lead. And thank you to mybookie.com. Go to mybookie.com, use a promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up, and they will double your first deposit up to $1,000. Same promo code SarcasmPod over at grillyourassoff.com will get you 15% off your entire order over there. Best seasonings in the world, great apparel, cool, fun grilling tools, hats, aprons, t-shirts. It's great. grillyourassoff.com, promo code SarcasmPod, 15% off your entire order. So until next time, good night, everybody.